Welcome, everybody, to the HENDRIKS Experience Podcast, episode number 15. And today, I am thrilled to have my granddaughter, Mila Booth, on set with us. Welcome, Mila.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, you can say thank you. That's okay. That's great. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. So we're just going to have a conversation today. I know you were like, well, what are we going to talk about? But remember, we were going to school a couple weeks ago, and I said, or a little while ago, and I said, Mila, would you like to come on our new podcast? And what did you say?
Yes.
Yes. How excited were you?
Very excited.
Very excited. Yeah. So I was really excited that you were excited to come onto our podcast. And share with everybody a little bit about yourself. You're 8 years old now, right? And you just finished grade 2. Tell everybody, where do you go to school at?
Wheatley.
Wheatley School. And where is that in? Do you remember? What city do we live in?
St. Catherine's.
St. Catherine's.
Scott Street.
On Scott Street, north end of St. Catherine's, to Wheatley School. And how much do you love school?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. No? What's your favorite subjects in school?
Language.
Language? Like English, like writing and printing and stuff like that?
Yes.
And what else do you like a lot in school?
PE.
PE? Phys ed? Yes. And I love it every day because we live together. I've had the sheer blessing of raising you. I knew you from the day you were born, right? We've lived together, and we've had an awesome first 8 years, all the time from you when you were a little girl to now that you're a big girl. And just about every day, I get to drive you to school, and we have some amazing conversations along the way, don't we? And what else do we do on the way to school sometimes?
Play music.
Play music. And what do you like to listen to?
Kids Bop.
Kids Bop. Everybody should love Kids Bop, right?
Yes.
Yes. And what we also talk about sometimes is singing. And you've done some singing lessons.
Don't like singing. I don't like singing lessons.
You don't like the lessons. Why don't you like the lessons?
It's really boring.
It's really boring. I know why it's boring to you, because it's kind of the same thing over and over again. You like variety, you like excitement, you like change of stuff, right?
Yes.
So what do you love doing the most? Of all the things that you could do or be, what do you love doing the most? Let me ask you maybe a little bit different way. What is your favorite sport that you play?
Soccer.
Soccer. See, that only took you like a second. There was no hesitation there, right? And tell everybody a little bit about soccer for you. How many years have you been playing soccer?
7.
Not quite 7 years. Let's back that up a little bit. How old were you when you started? Maybe 3, 4 years old?
3.
And Poppa sponsored your soccer team, and you started playing soccer in North End of St. Catherine's. And then this year, you joined the traveling league, right?
Yes.
And I remember a little while ago asking you, and I said, maybe next year, maybe, traveling league, we got to travel around, go to different towns and that. Maybe next year, we'll go back to the more regular soccer club. And do you remember what you told me about that?
No.
No? I remember very clearly what you told me. You said you want to get to be better and better at soccer. And do you remember what else you told me?
I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything. I remember. You said, if I want to get better and better at soccer, I need to play at the highest level. Do you remember that now? I want to play at a high level. Now you remember. So, see, sometimes you just need a little bit of a reminder, right? And remember last season, you had your final soccer game. I think you got your awards and things like that, and all the photos taken. And then remember we did a little bit of video together?
Yes.
Yes. And what was the video about? What did you share in that video that we shared to everybody? Do you remember?
Playing soccer?
about playing soccer and about the possibilities, right? You and I talk about creating possibilities. And do you remember what we talk about creating possibilities?
Not really.
Remember, anything that you create as a possibility and truly believe in is possible. And so what possibility, remember we were on our way home and we were talking about it that day, and then we created a little video. And what's your big dream about soccer?
To be in the Olympics?
To be in the Olympics, yes. So we created a little video about you talking about how proud you were of your year, how amazing you did, and that someday you would like to be in the Olympics, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And you're such an Olympian. What other sport do you want to be an Olympian in?
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Yes, because you love doing gymnastics as well, right? Awesome. Now, at school, you love some of the subjects. I remember I asked you a while back, I said, what's your favorite subject? You remember what you told me that time?
Math.
Math? No, you told me recess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you told me recess was your favorite. I think just about every kid out there says recess is their favorite subject, right?
It's not a subject.
It's not a subject. It's something you do at school. Absolutely. So you love gym. You love soccer. You love gymnastics.
Yes.
So you're pretty awesome at sports. And you love taking that on, right? What's your favorite story of something that's happened in your long life of 8 years?
Seeing my dog Roy.
Seeing your dog Roy for the first time? That was quite something. So you're very lucky, pardon me.
And my dog Chachi.
And your dog Chachi, right? So Mila, we have 2 Chihuahuas at home. Chachi the Chihuahua, short-haired black and white Chihuahua. And then we have Roy. And Roy's a long-haired, kind of beige, blondish beige, right? And where did we get Roy from? Do you remember?
Cuba? No.
Not Cuba. Do you remember Poppa went for a drive to Toronto, then he got on a plane?
Somewhere where my cousins live, but I forgot the name.
I flew to Ottawa.
Oh, yeah, Ottawa.
Yes, Ottawa, where your cousins, yes, where some of your relatives live in Ottawa. And we brought Roy home. And Roy had a tough start, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes, a very tough start. What happened to Roy?
He had a broken leg.
He had a broken leg. He had a fall just as I was about to pick him up. The person was bringing him to the airport. He had a fall, and we had hoped that it was going to be just a quick sprain. I brought him home anyhow because I couldn't come home without a puppy in my arms for you, right? And so he had a tough start, and he was in a cast for a number of months. But it does show you, sometimes you get some challenges along the way, right?
Yes.
Sometimes life is a little bit tough. And what do? You work through it, right? And things get better. Things always get better, right?
Yes. Do you like selling houses?
Do I like selling houses? Yeah, I love helping people, right? Because, you and I have talked about this a lot. There was a time where you were 3 years old and we made a video at the lake house. Do you remember that?
No.
No? You've forgotten all about history. You've been around so many years. I guess, yes, you forget about things sometimes. But we did a video at the lake house. We were sitting at the dining room table. We got the camera rolling.
Oh, now I remember.
Now you remember. Okay, and what happened in the video? Do you remember a little bit more?
Not really. I just remember sitting at the table.
You remember sitting at the table. And I asked you, what would you like to be when you grow up? That was my question. And do you remember what you said to me?
Ding dong.
Ding dong. I'm like, what is she talking about? What is ding dong? You were 3 years old. I'm like, ding dong. I'm like, what's going on? What does she mean? And what was it that you meant?
Work at selling houses.
Okay, speak up a little bit louder.
Work.
Let everybody hear.
Sell houses.
Sell houses. She was talking about ringing the doorbell to come to somebody's house to show the property, and that she would help sell the house. So I knew in that moment Mila wanted to be a real estate agent someday. And then what happened, though? I thought that we're all set here. Mila can take over my business, get her license, take over my business, live happily ever after being a realtor. And then you said what one day?
I don't want to sell houses.
I don't want to sell houses. She changed her mind. And I thought for a split second that, wow, what just happened here? I was so excited about you becoming a realtor, but I quickly paused and realized that, of course, you don't have to become a real estate agent. Even though Poppa might love you to become a real estate agent, you can be anything that you want to be, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so whether you want to be an Olympian soccer player and or Olympian gymnast, we also talked about, earlier we talked a little bit about, what's the music station that you like? Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
Right? And what do we talk about doing? What's possible? You might try out for Kids Bop. We're going to track them down, and we're going to see if maybe Mila would like to be on the Kids Bop group or team or whatever they call it, right? So again, anything is possible for yourself in your life. And if I leave anything in you, my sweetheart, that's what I want it to be. Anything is possible for you in your life. What's your favorite song, sweetheart? You listen to all that music with Kids Bop and everything. We listen to music almost every day. We even have music on, I think, pretty much 24 hours a day in the kitchen, right? Yes. So we're always playing background music.
Flowers?
Flowers? That's your favorite song? Do you know why it's your favorite song?
No.
No? It just feels good? Right?
And Dance Monkey.
And Dance Monkey. Yes. We have some dance parties even at our house sometimes, don't we? We get me and you and Gigi, and we have a little fun doing some dancing there too, don't we? It's all about fun times because it's all about how you feel. You want to feel good about what you're doing, who you're being, and just living life full out, right? Mila, you're only 8 years old, and yet we've lived in a few different houses, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember the first house that you lived in?
Queen Street.
Queen Street. How old were you then?
1.
0. You started day 1 on Queen Street, downtown St. Catharines by Montebello Park.
2 Briarfields.
And then, actually, we lived in another house in between. So we lived on Queen Street.
I know.
Where's that?
The lake house.
The lake house? Well, the lake house we go to sometimes, right?
Well, I lived there when I was 3, so it's kind of.
You did for a little bit. We were doing some renovations at Queen Street, and you're right. I forgot about that. We lived at the lake house while the bathroom upstairs was being redone. Do you remember what your favorite thing about living at Queen Street was?
To go on my bed that I could climb.
The bed that you could climb? Oh, the one that had the stairs going up? Yeah, you always wanted to get up there, but you were a little bit too young for that bed. It was a little bit ahead of your time. But what did you like the most about living in that neighborhood downtown?
Montebello Park.
Montebello Park, right? The swing set and everything else. How awesome was that?
Awesome.
Yes, and you go to a lot of different parks, right? Mostly with Gigi, sometimes with me. And what is your favorite park in St. Catharines? I think I know.
What?
I think it's still Montebello Park is your favorite. Because sometimes we go to different parks and we'll try one and you'll say,
Nope.
No? No to what?
No, not that park.
You have a new favorite?
It's not it hasn't been new. I don't know what street it's on.
I think you're talking about
By Grammy's house.
By Grammy's house. The one right by Grammy's house? Is that your new favorite
No,
park?
it was always my favorite.
That was always your favorite? Okay. I wasn't familiar that was your favorite. I know you also like Lancaster Park over off Niagara Street there. Lancaster. I think that's what it's called. And now, after we moved from Queen Street, do you remember where we moved to next?
Briarfields.
Nope. Skipped a house.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Gigi's favorite house?
Gigi's favorite house? Wooddale?
No.
Yes. After Queen Street, we moved to Wooddale. Remember? And that was during COVID. COVID was a tough time, wasn't it? Right? You were at Montessori school at Nelafont on Lowe Street when you were before junior kindergarten, and then you went to junior kindergarten and kindergarten kind of. You pretty much had about a year and a half off at that time, and you went to St. Peter's School, right?
And then Wheatley, and then that's where I am right now.
And then Wheatley, and that's where you are right now. Exactly. So we lived on Wooddale, which was a beautiful home. Remember putting the pool in?
Yes,
Oh my goodness. How much did you love that pool?
a lot. I like the hot tub.
You liked the hot tub?
It was sort of hot.
It was sort of hot. Yep. And it filled into the pool,
It was
right?
sort of hot tub.
Sort
not really.
of hot tub. And that's where you learned how to swim, right?
I like the fountain thing.
You like the fountains and the jets and everything, right? And you learned to swim there. You took swimming lessons. You learned to swim there. And then where did we move to? You mentioned it a couple times.
When Pyramid Place.
That's right. I was thinking Briarfield, but it was Pyramid Place. We moved to Pyramid Place. And then now we're going to move again. And we're going to move again, right?
Briarfield.
To Briarfield.
And then we're going to move to Gigi's favorite house.
Oh, and then we're going to move to Gigi's favorite house. The house that we haven't even purchased yet, right? But she already has her eye on it. So, Mila, I am so happy that you were excited about coming onto the podcast today. I hope that you're going to return. Will you return?
Yes.
Yes? All right. Can I have a little bit more confident yes in that?
Yes.
Yes. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of you, honey. I love you so much. And I'm just really excited about what's possible in the future for you and your life. And I know it's going to be incredible. Awesome. Cheers. And thank you for coming. Love you. See you next time.